Hey guys, this is Eric with versDESIGN here, bringing you my first speed build. I've never recorded my gameplay before, but I decided to start with this small one-story, one-bedroom, one-bathroom. I've been building a lot lately in the Sim Supplies world, Aluna Island, which is where this house is located. And if you haven't checked that out yet, you certainly should. It's a great world. Props to the Sim Supply for getting this out in the community. It's great. Um, yeah, I call this house flat geometry because it's a relatively flat house. It's got this unique geometric shape, and you'll see that that's kind of like a running theme with a lot of my builds. I like to use interesting geometric shapes, houses that aren't just a square, have some sort of visual interest to them. Yeah, I'm really inspired by Japanese architecture, so you'll see that influence a lot of my builds, I think. I am inspired by minimalism and utilitarian design, and I think that really shows, especially in this build. So right now you see me just getting the foundation ready, getting a nice height on it, something in good proportion. Um, yeah, I struggled a little bit with this design. I think I went through um, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours of speed builds of ones I didn't use, trying to get this one bedroom, one bath house done and get it up on YouTube for you guys. Excuse me. Yeah, so you see me here. I'm really debating whether I should make this a 1 or 2 story house because I originally started thinking this was going to be a starter home, trying to make it under 16,500 simoleons. That wasn't the case. I went over. So yeah, once I realized that it wasn't going to be a starter home, I really just really went for it. Yeah, right here. I think I start with the roof in a minute. That's one thing you'll see in a lot of my designs. I like to play with the roofs. I don't particularly care for the roofing tool in The Sims 3. I think you can do a lot of really interesting things with CFE and, get some really interesting looking roofs, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. You'll see me again struggling a little bit with the roof. I go through this whole process and get the right side nice and even the way I want it, and then I realize that it's off and I have to go back and redo it. But eventually it ends up looking pretty cool. I think the roof ends up really nice. Um, yeah, right here, I go ahead and build a second story thinking maybe, but I just didn't like the proportions. I think it came out looking weird. With it being such a flat design and such a modern design, I really just wanted to keep it simple, keep it one story. I think that this is definitely a playable house. I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure it's a completely playable house. I will test it and let you know more specifically. But yeah, there was that was the little uneven part of the roof, and I had to undo all of that and go back and do it. But it's totally worth it. I will probably in the next couple of days be putting up a tutorial on how to do this type of roof. A lot of people do CFE roof style, and I think it looks really great. It's a little break from the normal just roofing tool in The Sims 3. It can get a little dry, so yeah, here you see me. I got one side flat, and then again, I try around with the two-story design, and yeah, just end up keeping it. Oh wait, no, that was a different house. No, right here, yeah, this is basically the final shape. I go ahead and get this laid down a nice part for this roof, and yeah, just doing a little bit more constrained floor elevation right here on the frieze. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Right here on the roof. Yeah, most of this video is going to be the interior, and most of my builds I like to keep the interiors fairly simple too. I like to give it a little bit more personality because I think the outside of this house looks fantastic, but you might think otherwise. You might think it looks a little plain or, a little too simple, and I've gotten that criticism quite a bit, but this is it's the type of house I like to design. I think it's very functional, very simple. I think there's a huge difference between simple and plain, and I don't really think this house is very plain. I think it's simple, and I think it's a nice Nice, simple design for one, maybe two Sims. Like I said, it's not fully tested, but I think it would be a good space for two. And right here, you see me working with the floor. I'm using the free floor tiles right here just because like I said, it started as a starter home. It didn't end that way, so I go back and change it. I actually think I end up using the default texture on the foundation. It had a nice little like concrete like grain to it, I guess you would say. But yeah, I liked it. I hadn't done a house yet with concrete floors, so I thought it was pretty modern and I thought it would look really nice. So that's what I went with this one. Just going in, filling in all the unusable space with black. I've realized in your games, if you like actually play The Sims instead of just doing the builds, those dummy levels get really annoying if they're not filled in black. It's just empty space and it's really distracting. But if you fill all of that in with black, it kind of just fades away and it's not really part of your game. Here I am working on the floor design. Again, I'm going with the hardwood for now. I end up switching that to concrete. Just trying to get the main living kitchen area in good proportion. I had a little bit of trouble with this one, where to put the kitchen where it was. See, I wanted to make a full kitchen. I wanted cabinets, I wanted all of the appliances, and I wanted an island, which I don't think ended up working, which is all right because I tossed a little bistro table and a couple chairs in there. I knocked out that one piece of wall to make it more of like a studio type house. I thought that was a little bit more modern, like a flat, not like just a one bedroom house. Yeah, here I am working on the backsplash for the kitchen. I end up moving the kitchen. Right here, you'll see I put down all of the cabinets and all of the islands, and it takes up way too much space, and it wasn't very functional. So yeah, I ended up moving the kitchen to the wall to the left, which actually is the shared wall with the bathroom. Um, Yep, right here you'll see me choosing some tiles. I think I end up changing it a few times actually. This might be, yeah, I think this is actually the tile that I use. I end up using it in the kitchen and again in the bathroom. It's just, I think it's a nice modern tile. It's gray, white, black. It runs with the monotone theme for this house. I do implement some blue. I just want it to be like a calm, modern house. I wanted to do something a little bit different than like a standard beach house because a lot of beach houses are, you see they use like a light wood and turquoise or just stuff that you've seen a lot. So I tried to make this more of like a relaxing one bedroom seaside home. Just going in and putting some lights in right now. All those change. That's just for a little bit of spotlighting while I'm doing this. Yeah, I believe I end up using that sofa, the Into the Future one. It looks a little too futuristic for most builds, but I don't know. If you change the texture on it, it can look a little bit warmer and not such like a cold, like clinical item in the game. Yeah, one thing I really like to add to all of my homes is nice flat screen television. I feel like your Sims get bored. That's one thing you can add relatively simple, especially if you're not paying attention to money, like I absolutely never do in this game. Yeah, you see me throwing in some stuff from the diesel pack. I just bought a few new ones. I just got the diesel expansion stuff pack. Just got Island Paradise fairly recently. Yeah, I'm fairly new to The Sims. I've been playing for about, I'd say, a year. And I got a lot out of the community. I learned how to build from the YouTube community. I learned all about The Sims. I learned what constrained floor elevation was on YouTube. So, I just want to give back to the community. I've gotten a lot from the community. I've learned a lot, and this is something I want to give back. I want to start a channel and just show what I do in The Sims. Yeah, you see me here using more stuff from the Diesel pack. I don't know exactly. Now that chair, the gray chair, is from the Diesel stuff pack. Yeah. Right here, I'm recoloring this little bistro table. I put it underneath that picture of the shark. I don't really know why. I just really like that. Or is it a swordfish? What is it? I don't even know now. Some aquatic creature. I don't know. I liked it though. I went ahead and slapped it on the side just because I couldn't fit an island, so I wanted to put somewhere to eat. Yeah, I think though that track lighting is from University Life, which is strange because to me it seems like a really like high end thing to put in your house. Like it, I mean, I guess not like super high end, but it looks nice. It looks classy, and I didn't expect that from the University Life expansion. Um, you see me here trying to put down some sort of like shelving unit for the entertainment center. I eventually just go with the Into the Future one. I know it's pretty standard, but I didn't really know exactly what to do. I'm balancing the room out a little bit. It started reading a little bit dark, which is fine. I like most of my houses to be fairly not like super like dude macho masculine, but like a little bit. I like to use gray and dark colors because that's what I would use in my house. So yeah, that's the floor I end up using. It is like a concrete, which I think really suits this home pretty well. Back here is the bedroom and the like study area, and I'm not in love with this area back here. It was the hardest part of the house to work with shape wise, and you see me fiddling around with the desk area a lot, trying to get it just usable for a sim in game. I don't play the game very often, but I know a lot of you do. So I'm gonna try to produce content that is usable and it is not filled with custom content and just unusable for your sims. That's it's not my main goal to make it playable, but it's one of my goals. So yeah, here you see me fiddling around with the desk again, trying to get it just positioned well. I end up switching it over to that wall right there, yep, and tossing some paintings by it, a nice little plant. Most of my interior design you'll see is fairly minimal as well. I like to bring a little bit more visual interest on the inside. You see me using the bed from the diesel pack again with that cool black and white pattern on it, and then I think that rug ends up black underneath, yeah. So I don't know. I like using not all black and not all white. I love using the spectrum, black to white, all the grays in between. I end up using navy in this house too. The little trunk right there you can see is navy. So yeah, I just try to. Oh, right here you see me tossing in a dresser. I had a little bit of trouble finding a dresser that fit that space right there and could be recolored the way I wanted it. I tried playing around with this wood, but it was just too bright. It wasn't working out for me. So I go ahead and switch that out for, I believe, one of the dressers from late night. Is that what it's called? I think that's the one I end up switching it out. Yeah, right there. That's the one. And I couldn't get the gold leaf on the front to go away. So I figured I could just make the pattern match the gold. So it just looks like the whole front is gold instead of this weird, like, Art Deco style like gold leaf on the front, which I wasn't super fond of. It was a little tacky in my opinion, but I went ahead and switched it up. The whole front of it is gold now. You see me going through just placing some knickknacks. I do like to bring a lot of green into the house. That's one thing that I do like to do in my homes. I don't. It can start feeling so cold, and it doesn't feel like a home when everything's gray and black. And once you bring some green into it, some something alive, some plants, some trees, what have you, it really starts to liven the home up a little bit. Those little small details, small deco stuff really makes a huge difference. I'm over here doing the bathroom. I did run out of steam a little bit on this bathroom. It's not my best work, but I go ahead and put in a water closet just because I don't know. I think it's fancy. I like saying the word water closet. So, yep. And that one bathroom is only accessible from the bedroom, but I figured it is not that big of a deal. It is a one bedroom, like flat house. So, it does fit the style. Going through here again, adding some plants, just recoloring things, just some final touches. We're nearing the end here. Yeah, you see me just recoloring, bringing these plants around. That's what I was doing. Yeah, the desk area looked a little basic, so I went ahead and added these paintings in. I use those in a lot of houses because when you use move objects and place them spaced like that, they can look really, really great. They just little paintings, little knickknacks really make your homes seem more lived in and more realistic. So that's what I was going for. Right here, I'm thinking of maybe adding another table, but it was just cluttering, and I couldn't find a one that wasn't custom content that was small enough to fit between that part of the couch and the chair. I don't know. It's a really specific problem, but at the end, I just nixed that table. I ended up putting this tapestry. I don't know why. I really like the little cartoon character on it, so I thought, why not? Let's toss it over the bed. It matches with the navy anyway. Um, Still going through adding little final touches. There's the some paintings. I fiddle around with a lamp here in the desk area that doesn't end up taking. I just can't find room on the desk for the computer and the lamp, which is all right because there's a floor lamp. But yeah, just going around. Oh yeah, I did add the light bulb above. I thought that was a fairly nice touch, a little industrial, and I liked it. Add the navy on that wall just for a little visual interest in the bedroom. And we're going to move outside here real quick just for some finishing touches. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to my first speed build. I will have more up certainly in the next couple days, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.